Good morning. China stops visas for Japan, South Korea over COVID rules. How does this happen? Chinese embassies have stopped issuing a new visa for people from Japan and South Korea after both countries imposed new COVID-19 testing requirements on travelers from China. The suspension covers new tourist, business, and some other visas. China's embassy in Tokyo announced the decision but did not offer any more details. However, the Chinese embassy in Seoul posted on social media that the ban would continue until South Korea ends its discriminatory rules against China. South Korea's foreign ministry said in a statement that the new testing requirement for passengers arriving from China is based on scientific evidence. It wasn't clear why South Korea and Japan were targeted, or whether China would start suspending visas for citizens of other countries that have imposed testing requirements. China had previously threatened action against countries that had announced new virus testing requirements for travelers from China. At least 10 countries in Europe, North America, and Asia have done so recently, with officials around the world expressing concern over a lack of information about the virus outbreaks in China. The World Health Organization has also accused China of not sharing COVID-19 data. China ended its own strict zero COVID rules in December in response to what it said was the changing nature of the outbreak. That came after 3 years of lockdowns, quarantines, and mass testing that led to rare protests in Beijing and other cities. China is also facing a rise in cases and hospitalizations in major cities, while the virus is expected to spread into less developed areas as people travel for the Lunar New Year. Discussion: what are your thoughts on China's visa suspensions? Is China a popular destination for people from your country? How strict are your country's travel restrictions at the moment? Are you generally satisfied with how your country has handled the pandemic? Have you ever had problems obtaining a visa for overseas travel? For the discussion, have you traveled overseas since the start of the pandemic? No. Where was the last place you traveled abroad? Why did you choose to go there? I was on a business trip. How far in advance do you usually plan your trips? Why? Have you ever had to change or cancel your travel plans at the last minute? Yes, I was going to Italy, but pandemic just shut it down. COVID-19 has taught us that travel is a privilege and not a right. Christine Lagarde, what are your thoughts on this statement?